All right, guys, welcome back to Library Day. So we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. Again, that's kind of like the theme of the year. Even though I couldn't be with you guys to do a live book talk session, I still wanted to share with you some awesome books that I think you would like. Let's go ahead and get started. If any of these books look good to you, then you can come on down to the library and check them out. I'll also try to include some links to book trailers as well, so you can watch those too. So this book is called Find Layla by Meg Elison. It's brand new, pretty short too. I kind of flew through this one. It's about a girl named Layla, and she's a very bright kid. She has a bright future ahead of her if she can get out of the living situation that she is currently in. She lives in a moldy, disgusting apartment that doesn't have any power. She barely has enough food to eat every day. When she does get food, she usually gives it to her little brother. And her mom's never around, and when she is, she's not in a state to take care of anyone, not even herself. And so Layla's kind of like the adult in the family, and she's dealing with a lot of stuff like that. And so what ends up happening with Layla in this story is, people start to notice something's not right with this poor kid, and Child Protective Services get involved. But before she gets taken away from her apartment, her gross apartment, she filmed what was happening there, and she releases that video, and it goes viral. So this is a story all about Layla and her life, and people kind of discovering the life that she's really been living that no one ever knew about, and about her trying to find a new path in life and be successful in her future. You will find yourself to really care about Layla and everything that she's going through. So if you want something that's really dramatic, maybe kind of sad, but also kind of hopeful, I think you would really like Find Layla. All right, this book is one that I read a couple of years ago because it was a Lone Star winner and it won awards for a reason. It's called the Gogh Deception. And it's got kind of an art theme going throughout the book because it is about this kid on the cover who is found in an art museum by a security guard. And this kid has total amnesia, has no idea who he is, what his name is, where he came from, where his family is. He doesn't know anything. And so the city is like, what do we do with this kid? He doesn't know where he lives or anything. I guess we'll put him in a foster family until we figure something out. So he ends up going to live with some random lady who he doesn't know. And she's kind of his foster mom, taking care of him until they can start to figure things out. But very quickly, our main character, they kind of make up a name for him. They call him Art because he was in this art museum. Art finds himself in danger, realizing that people are trying to find him and kidnap him for reasons that he has no idea about. So if you want a book that's got it all, it's got action, it's got plot twists, it's got mystery, I think you would really like the Gogh Deception. So this book is called A Monster Calls, and I'm sure I've recommended it to some people in this class already. And I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that your teachers have already talked to you about it because it is incredible. It's by one of my favorite authors. His name is Patrick Ness, and he is just a beautiful storyteller. This is about a kid named Connor. And really, this book is about grief. It's about Connor and his mom, who was diagnosed with cancer, and she is dying. There is no cure for the cancer that she has. And Connor doesn't really have a dad in the picture, doesn't really have anyone. It's kind of always just been him and his mom, and they're really close. And so this story is all about him kind of grieving the loss of his mother, even though she's not even really gone yet. And he's got that going on. Meanwhile, he's getting bullied at school because he's very withdrawn into himself because of his grief. And on top of all of that, one night, a monster shows up at his window. And this monster wants something from Connor. And what does the monster want? You'll have to read the book to find out. I don't want to give too much away. But I will tell you that one of my favorite things about this book, here, let me find an example, is the incredible illustrations throughout the book. I think they do a great job of really capturing the monster and Connor and everything that they're going through, and just capturing the whole tone of the book. So if you want something that tells a little bit of a visual story, as well as a chapter book, I think you would like A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. So this book is a book called Sweet by Emmy Laybourne, and she also wrote the Monument 14 series. You can see their book covers here on the back. If you've read those, then you kind of know her deal. She's really good at writing twisted, dark stories, which brings us to Sweet. This is about a girl named Laurel who finds herself on like this luxury cruise ship with her best friend, and there's like celebrities everywhere and rich people and like CEOs of companies, and Laurel's like, how in the world did I end up here? This is like not my world, but I'm gonna try to enjoy it even though I'm super seasick. And the whole like point of this cruise is for the company who's sponsoring it to like have an exclusive release for their brand new like sweetener sugar alternative. It's called Solu, and it's supposed to not only like taste incredible like real sugar, or even better than real sugar, but it's also supposed to have like these magic diet powers. It's supposed to make you lose weight like that, and it works very well. If you read this book, you'll see exactly how well this works as a diet supplement. Although once people start taking this sweetener more and more, they become more and more addicted to it, and the side effects, other than just losing a bunch of weight, start to become a lot more dangerous and deadly and gruesome. So if you are not afraid of a little bit of violence, and you're not afraid of things getting a little bit dark, I think you would really like Sweet. The thing about this one though, it's a great book, but I will tell you there's a lot of buildup, a lot of like slow things happening, and then bam, it gets crazy. So if you're reading this and you're thinking like, man, where's like all the action gonna happen? Like just stick with it. It's coming. So that's Sweet. Okay, so this book is called The Unteachables by Gordon Korman. I know a lot of you guys are reading a book called Restart by Gordon Korman right now, which is another amazing book. All of his books are really good, honestly. And this one is about a bunch of kids and their teacher. Their teacher is a guy named Mr. Kermit, like Kermit the Frog. And he's burned out on teaching. He used to be like a rock star, awesome teacher, but something happened that like kind of like put his name to shame a little bit. And so he's like, man, I'm done. Like I'm tapped out. I just want to phone it in until I can retire. And so he ends up getting stuck teaching the Unteachables. And the Unteachables are like just a group of delinquent, misfit kids who really don't like they get put in this classroom because they are too distracting to be in a real classroom with other kids. So the school's like, we'll just put them in one room together. They can create chaos here and not distract everyone else. And so you've got Mr. Kermit who's burned out, and these kids who are just like constant chaos, and it's just them trying to cohabitate with each other throughout the year. And it's really interesting to see how their relationships kind of change over time and how they kind of react to each other. So if you want a book that's really funny and it's got like lots of good junior high drama, I would check out this one. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for us today. If any of these books sound good to you, feel free to hop down to the library whenever you get a chance and you can check them out. All right, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.